Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you how to make the perfect bottom for any crochet basket. This is a beautiful stitch. Of course you can use simple single crochet and crochet all around, but this one is so beautiful. I love the visual look of it. Also it's very tight and it keeps shape perfectly, so your basket will be very stable and rigid. It's nice. And I'm going to show you all the tricks and tips that make my learning of this pattern easy. And now I just choose this one to make beautiful baskets. And one of it, I made a very small one, and you see it looks beautiful. This is just the bottom, and you can use any crochet hook, any yarn. I'm using it with acrylic t-shirt yarn, cotton yarn, cord, you can use whatever, and the matching hook. You can experiment with which hook is easier for you to work. Sometimes smaller hook is easier because we are going to work into these V stitches, and we're not working into these top chains as usual to make single crochet. We are working into this V stitch, you can see, and also on the other side. So you see each stitch has this horizontal line and these two yarn, like two legs, they look like legs. So every time you must split. Every time you insert your hook inside the V stitch that is exactly under this join, you insert and you split the two yarn here. That's how you must work this stitch. So when you will just start, it will be a bit harder to see maybe, but already as the pattern grows, it's easier to see. So here are your V stitches, and you must just simply pull the hook and go on this side. So we are going to start with the magic ring. Grab your yarn, wrap around two fingers, go under the second and release. Now pull through the loop on the hook. For this pattern we are counting this one as one stitch, so we will need to make other 5 single crochet because we are counting the V stitches. So like this one, normally I count as one, but this time we count also this one as single crochet, so we have 1 and 2 and 3. Normally I count just top chains, but for this pattern I'm counting this down stitches. So now I have 2 chains, but actually 3 stitches. So I have 1, 2, 3. If you count, you must have 2, 4, 5. 5 top chains. But we are working into this stitch, so we call them V stitch because it looks like letter V, and we will have them 6. And now let's pull the yarn, pull the yarn. We are not going to join them the usual way, like from here. I'm going to take loop out, go to the first chain, the top chain, not this V stitch but the top chain, and I'm going to insert my hook there and pull this loop. That's the join that we are making for this pattern. Now you can see the circle is like this. And to start the new row is different. We have to leave this stitch and find that first V stitch that is on top. If you remove, this is your first, where you could put the marker actually. If you cannot see it, the very first loop that we have. So basically right now you must insert in that loop. So go back. And here for this pattern we are working into these legs, let's call them legs. So you can see that there is horizontal line and two verticals. So you must split and divide these two verticals like that with a hook. I hope you can see. Every time you crochet, you go to these stitches that exactly under this join between the two chains. This is the V. You go and you also split here. That's how you must work this pattern. And here is our first V. So now I'm inserting my hook exactly here, splitting the two yarn and pulling the yarn. Now I put back this loop, I pull, and this is our first single crochet for row 2. And now I'm making to the next V stitch that you can see here. I'm also splitting those two like that, and I'm making an increase. So I'm making 2 single crochet into the same spot. Here is another V stitch between these two chains, and I must split also on the other side like that. And make an increase. And in total I must have 12 V stitches. So I'm not working into this top chain, I'm working into these V stitches down, and on the other side I split the two yarn that it consists of. And as usual, after 6 stitches we will have 12 because we have increased into each stitch. So the next one, don't forget to split each time. Then here, and now we can count the V stitches, right? So we have 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, plus 2, 11, because in the very first one, in the very first V stitch, we didn't make an increase. That's why we are going to do it now. So into this one we are going to make another single crochet, and we have 12 V stitches. Now, as usual, just pull the yarn, go under these 2 loops, pull this yarn and bring on the other side. So it's done, and we are going to insert our hook into this first V stitch that is here to this one. So basically you will insert your hook, go split the 2 yarn here. You can even do it now, bring, keep it down. So now you go under these 2 loops, grab the yarn, pull on the other side, take the loop that we already made and just put all of them on the hook and pull through so you make your first. Now we make 1 single crochet and 1 increase. So another V stitch here. Don't forget to split on the other side. Make an increase. Do the same. Then we have another stitch. We make no increase, just 1, and always split the 2 yarn here. One. Here we are going to make an increase. So I split and I make 2. I hope it's clear. And then here under between these 2 top chains, and then make another single crochet. So we just alternate between 1 single crochet and increase, 1 single crochet and increase until here, and we will have 18 V stitches. Already here you can see that they appear. Continue until the last stitch and I show you again how to join. So I finished this row. As usual, you can count these V stitches and you must have 18. And now we are going to do the same to join here. But before that, I suggest you to do this thing as a little trick. So leave that loop, insert here, also break here the leg, grab the yarn and prepare this one. Keep it down, so like this is easier. Go on top 2 where you were supposed to make this join. Bring this loop, of course this one you could go later, but it's hard to see, so we did in advance when the stitch was easy to see. Here now we see our first V stitch and it's easier. That's why I'm showing you this way. You can just grab the yarn, make this loop in advance instead of making later after you put this one on top and it's harder to see where. Just hide it. Slip stitch with this one, and now you have already done this hard job. Just put the 2 loops and yarn over, pull through 2. This is your first stitch. And now we are making 2 single crochet and an increase. So we move to another V-stitch. As usual, control the other side. We have 1, 2, and the next one we are making an increase. 1 and 2. Then we are making 2 single crochet. This bottom is perfect for baskets. It's a bit complicated. I understand that for beginners could be hard, but if you practice more, I think it's easy to grab it. So 1, 2, always split the 2 yarn on the other side. And after 2 single crochet, into the next V-stitch we are going to make an increase. If for you it's hard to find these V-stitches on this side, you can always check on the other side. So where you have this sort of knot with 1 and 2, you know here is your V-stitch. So it's here. So make insert and on the other side. 1, then here 2 and split, and after 2 single crochet we are making an increase. So make an increase. 1 and 2. Then next stitch, 2 single crochet, and increase into this stitch. Always split on the other side. Okay, you can continue by yourself, and we meet when I show you again how to join this row, and I think you will already have an idea how to make this beautiful bottom. Since I always start with single crochet, I always finish with increase at the end. If you start with increase, you must finish with single crochet. And now again, here you can see easily this is our first V-stitch. So we could do like this, join from the other side and then find the V-stitch. But to make it easier for us, you already insert your hook into V-stitch, split the yarn, grab it and keep with your thumb. So now you go under both loops and now you put this loop on the hook and pull through these 2 loops. And then you take your stitch, so you didn't have to find now, because now you see it's not easy to see at the beginning, but you already prepared. Pull through 2 and you work like this, and you cannot see the seam. That's the whole trick. It all looks like round. And now we have 3 single crochet and an increase. So work like this by yourself. So you make one already, and then two, then three, and after three you are making an increase. And like this until the end of this row, and you can make as big or as small as you want this beautiful bottom that suits any kind of basket, because it's very nice and it keeps the shape very well. So I'm going to show you last time, and then you can crochet as big as you want. Just insert your hook here, split these two yarn, grab and keep this one down, and now go to your first top chain, put this chain and bring on the other side the loop. Now you have two loops, so just insert the hook into both and make your first V-stitch, and like that each row, and your bottom is done. In my next videos I show how to start the basket after you have the bottom, the perfect bottom. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I hope it was not so hard, but if you still have questions, please ask me in the comments below. Subscribe to my channel and see you again next time.